Hi there, and thank you so much for your interest in the Social Media Productivity Planner. I cannot wait to share all of this wonderful, cool stuff with you to help you be more productive with your social media marketing. So let's jump right into it, okay? All right. So let's get this thing started and let me talk about how I can help you. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Penny Fox, and I am a social media productivity coach. Basically, what that means is this. I own a social media consulting company, and it's so not like any kind of typical social media marketing agency. No, no, no. I don't write copy for Facebook posts or set up online campaigns or do any kind of monthly social media posts. None of that stuff. What I do is I'm here to teach you practical productivity steps to help you grow your social presence, to connect with more qualified people who want to buy your services, your products, and your online coaching programs. So basically, this is what this is about. Let me fill you in a little bit before we jump into the whole planner about really how this whole thing got started. Here it comes. I'm a single mom, and I totally understand what it's like to have so much on my to-do list that I never thought I'd get it done. I created lists and then sub-lists on sticky notes, just hoping that would help. Well, that didn't work because all it did was create more of a great big sticky mess. And at the end of the day, I'd be filled with regret on how much I really didn't get done. I just couldn't figure out how to find that, what they call that elusive balance between work and family life. And I know you all know what I'm talking about because something had to give. And usually it ended up being my social media marketing. But when I realized that my business had hit a wall, I needed to step up my social media marketing. And I learned how to get creative, and I started to come up with these ideas where I could find pockets of time in my week to grow my social presence. So I worked on it, and I tested, and I tweaked, and I posted. And the next thing I knew, I had discovered a way to create a social media routine. I had found a way to get my social media stuff done and still have time with my family. I had figured out, believe it or not, some kind of way to have balance in my life. And I want to share these ideas with you and everybody out there who's struggling with their social media marketing. So what I did was I pulled together all of this really cool stuff that I'd been working on and testing and tweaking and posting and developed the Social Media Productivity Planner. Now, I'm going to go through the whole planner, and I'm going to even give you some samples of the worksheets that's involved in this. Because basically what the planner is about, there's 4 sections in this planner, and each section has exercises and worksheets for you to work through as they connect to your business. Because it's really super important that I want you to know this. It's just, I get it. I totally get it. It's not an easy thing to follow what the experts tell us to do on social media or spend your time working in that social network. It's just not that easy because let's be honest here. You're not like everyone else. Your business is different and so is your schedule. And that's a big thing I want you to remember as you're working through the steps of the social media productivity planner. This is not a cookie cutter template where you fill out a form and you can say, okay, I've checked off my social media plan for the day. It's not like that at all. These 4 sections that I've pulled together, review, setting goals and tracking goals and getting it done, are going to help you sort through all those ideas that the experts are sharing their blog posts and teaching you about in their webinars. It's going to show you how to turn all this expert advice that's coming at you from all different angles about what you're supposed to be doing. And it's going to help you sort through all these ideas. And you're going to figure out something and a process and a program that you can actually do every single week. It's about learning social media skills that's going to make your time online more efficient and effective. Oh, come on. And here we go. And it's about finding the balance with all your social media marketing. You're going to learn how to tweak what's not working for you and learn to fit it all in to that already crazy busy day that I know you're all living in right now, because I'm living in there too. So the first step we're going to do is I want to share with you something that I've learned here through this process of creating the social media productivity planner, as well as running my own business since 1999 as a small business owner. I have learned one of the biggest mindset changes that I could ever experience, and that's how the productivity planner came into being. Because when I started to understand this quote right here, when you work towards result, nothing changes. But when you work towards making changes, that's when you start to see results. And that's what the planner is all about. The planner is going to help you learn how to make changes and start to see real results. All right, let's jump into this thing. Okay, let's get going here. So, section 1, review. The first step we're going to do is we're going to start thinking about how we can do what I call a deep dive into planning. It's about reviewing what's happened during the previous year. And if you know anything about me, you've probably heard me say this, and I'm going to say this probably like 1,000 times every time you're near me. It's like I always say, how do you know where you're going if you don't know where you've been? So section 1 is about reviewing. And it's about reviewing your social sites for the past year. And it's about more than just numbers, because you can just write out numbers all day long if you want to about the number of followers you gained or, yikes, lost every single month. Reviewing what's going on in your social media sites is more than that. It's about understanding why you're spending your valuable time in your social sites. It's about learning how posting in Facebook or pinning your content on Pinterest help you grow your business or blog. Your social media review is more than just a bunch of numbers. So section 1, we dig a little deeper and we review what's really happening, what's really going on in your social media sites that you're going to working through. And you're also going to start thinking about, all these things that you've discovered. You're going to start looking at it and think to yourself, what was the biggest challenge with your social sites? And how can we start to use this information to help you create your social media goals? And I'm talking goals, real goals that you're going to actually make happen. So section 2 is about setting goals. Of course it is. So we've reviewed everything. We've discovered our challenges. Now we understand. We got a full picture of what's going on here. So section 2, we jump in and we start learning about how to do a more focused to-do list. And what I want to do is I'm going to share with you one of my biggest secrets to creating a more focused to-do list. It's a process that I call task tracking. And it's about prioritizing and knowing what absolutely needs to get done that week. And here's the secret. And you're going to find out how much time it takes to do it. Pretty darn cool. It's a really, I just love this process. And when you start to work on it, you actually gain your time back, because now you know how long something's going to take. So when it comes time for you to schedule out your week, you know exactly how long these things are going to take. So you know how much time to block off during that day or that, several days or whatever you need to work on. And then the other thing we're going to be doing in section 2 is this. I'm going to share with you what I call my goal setting process. And it's going to take you from setting realistic monthly goals into that great, big, hairy, scary goal that you're never sure you could achieve. And I'm going to show you how to get this done and how to make sure you can get to that place where you want to go to help you grow your business. All right. So let's jump into section 3. Section 3 is getting it all done. So now we've reviewed everything. We've discovered what's going on in our social sites. And now we've set some pretty cool goals based upon what we've learned. Now we got to get the work done, right? And by now, I'm sure you've probably got questions about how am I going to get all this done? I mean, come on, folks. This is a social media productivity planner. Trust me. I've got answers to your questions. I've even got answers to questions you probably didn't even know that you had. I'm telling you that right now. So what we're going to do is in the third section is we're going to go through a process to show you how to get this done. And it's going to get this done with what I call the most obvious question. How am I going to get all this done without adding hours to my already full schedule? Well, let me tell you this right now. If you're a digital worker or you're the person that functions with visual things like binders and sticky notes, this section is going to give you specific programs and steps to help you use just to get it all done. I mean, I've got an actual real programs that you can use, and you can pull up the ones that you can have on your computer as well as your iPad or your iPod and your iPhone, because that's the way that we're going to do this. What happens is we want to be more productive. We want to be more efficient and more effective with our time. And to do this, we've got to create a system to get it all done. And from that point on, after that, on section 3, we're still going to be talking about all the ways that we're going to get it done. And what I'm going to do is I'm breaking down my planning process. This is what I use every single month that helps me stay organized and keeps me focused on those goals. You know, we didn't spend all that time in section 3 setting goals to not figure out how to get them done. Oh, no. Section 3 is going to make sure that you can figure out a way and follow along with my planning process. And I mean, I'm sharing everything all down the process, what I use to prioritize where I should be spending my valuable time. So what you're going to learn is no more aimlessly clicking around, hoping that you're going to connect to somebody. Now you know where you're going to go and what to do when you get there. All righty then, let's get into that final section, section 4. Section 4 is all about tracking your goals and measuring what's really working and what needs tweaking. I mean, think about it here. You've got a bunch of stats. I mean, like your Facebook insights and click-throughs on your scheduling program and your Pinterest analytics telling you which is the most pinned image. There's so much going on. Where do you look? I mean, which number is more important than the others? And what the heck is the difference between a sharing metric and a consumption metric? I don't know. I didn't do so good in statistics class, so I'm not claiming here to be any kind of expert. But what I do know is I can tell you where to start. I'm going to show you where to start by understanding your goals. And I'm going to show you how to use a social media goal tracking worksheet. And I want to show you how to work through this worksheet every single month so that you can have a clear idea about what's clicking with your connections and what needs tweaking. And then the last and final piece I give you is something called a quarterly check-in. Your plans and goals are great as long as you're paying attention to what you've done and what's left to work on in your big strategy plan that you spent hours typing up. So at the end of each 3-month period, that's a great, awesome time to step back and look at where you've been. It's like I've said before, how do you know where you're going if you don't know where you've been? So the final piece of the productivity planner is going to give you a process about where and how to find the numbers to track where you've been. And after you've worked through this quarterly tracking worksheet, you should have a better idea and understanding of where you've been to help you get to where you want to go. So that kind of sums up the productivity planner. Now I'm going to guess that the reason that you are watching this video and you've made it this far is because you're kind of stuck. You're probably stuck on how to reach more people on social media. And as you're moving forward into this year, ask yourself this. Can you see the benefit of using the social media productivity planner? Does this goal setting process align with what you do and how you run your business? What could you do more strongly to connect your social sites and the content you post to the right customers? You know, now I'm not really sure why you clicked to watch this video. Maybe you've spent hours reading blog posts and watching webinars from social media experts telling you what to do and how to do it. And none of this advice has really helped. Maybe you've downloaded like a ton of ebooks and worksheets only to find that they're just telling you how to set up a post on Facebook, or it was just an affiliate link to get you to pay for an online schedule. That one happened to me. True story. And maybe you're just frustrated and you don't know what to focus on next to make social media work for your business. But here's what I know. what I know is this: making sales isn't about the number of followers you have on your social sites or the number of posts that you schedule every single day or how many Facebook groups you've joined. Oh, yes. Making sales is about consistently showing up. Because I do know this: your customers don't buy from you because you have a gazillion followers. They're buying from you because you've connected with them where they're hanging out. They buy from you because you're sharing the content that they're actively searching for online. You are sharing them, you're showing them some content that's the solution to their problem. And I know that your customers aren't buying from you because you spend hours creating the perfect post, staging the perfect Instagram picture, or spending hours making the most beautiful Pinterest pin. Nope. They're buying from you because you and your content showed up in their social media feed. And when they clicked over to your site, they found that you were the person that they've been looking for to help them. And you know what also I know? I know this: that if you can't figure out how to fit social media marketing into your busy day, then your customers can't find you. I always say, if I can't find you, I can't buy from you. And I also know this: that if you aren't showing up consistently where your customers hang out, they don't even know how much you can help them. And I also know this: that the best way that you're going to find customers is by having an effective social strategy. So if you're ready to develop a social media strategy to help you to be way more productive than you already are right now and to get more done in less time as you're working to grow your business, I hope that you'll download your own copy of the Social Media Productivity Planner. You can go ahead and get it at this shortened URL, the bit.ly/SM Productivity Planner. Or you can always go to my website at innersocialmedianist.com and click on Strategy Workbooks and download your copy right there. Thank you so much again for your interest in the Social Media Productivity Planner. I hope that you're able to download this and you learn how you can create your own productive social media plan and make better use of your time online and connect with more customers and grow your business with social media. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you joining me today. Thank you. Bye.